The Yeti Radio, powered by DavidLeeImaging.com. David Lee Imaging in the Titletown Music Archive and the Live 365 app.
It's alive!
The Yeti. Welcome to the Backstage Lounge on the YetiRadio.com.
Don't fuck it up.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Yeti Radio with a special interview done on location at MetalHeads MC, Paradise Valley. The Story Boys, Mr. Shad and Mr. Kaysen, with special guest Jessa, the bearded lady. So stay tuned. Here's a little music for you from the Story Boys. Here's Patterns right here on the Yeti Radio in the Backstage Lounge.
Check since the day you were born, like your mama before you. Ain't ever gonna learn. Said you was leaving Monticello, gonna be a star, but you can't get out of nowhere with a needle stuck in your arm. And these patterns will haunt you like the habit you can't kick. Why don't you just shape up, darling? Hell, why don't you quit? You could throw away the puzzle. Baby, you don't wanna fit if you don't break the mold. These patterns do you in. Dumped your mama back in 82, back before you and I were born. Before either of us knew, said that he could see the pattern. No, he didn't have a doubt, 'cause your mama was like her mama, and my daddy don't do strung out. And these patterns will haunt you like the habit you can't kick. Why don't you just shape up, darling? Hell, why don't you quit? You could throw away the puzzle. You don't wanna fit if you don't break the mold. These patterns will do you in. Hey! Well, I'm leaving out tomorrow, with or without you. If you're gonna be a pattern, so long, babe, we're through. And these patterns will haunt you like the habit you can't kick. Why don't you just shape up, darling? Hell, why don't you quit? You could throw away puzzle. Baby, you don't wanna fit if you don't break the mold. These patterns will do you in if you
welcome to the YetiRadio.com. I'm the Yeti, and joining me today live from MetalHeads MC in Paradise Valley, North Phoenix, we have Mr. Kaysen and Mr. Chad Story, aka the Story Brothers. Welcome to Phoenix. You guys have been here before?
I've played here before. Kaysen's been here before, but he hadn't played here.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. So who's been in music longer?
I have.
You have? How long is that?
So I started playing. I got caught smoking pot when I was 15, and my parents grounded me for a month. And my dad showed me 3 chords, and they were all excited I was learning something while I was grounded. And then I learned guitar, and all I wanted to do is smoke pot and play guitar. So kind of backfired.
Kind of backfired, but they went together anyway, right? How long have you been playing music?
Well, professionally probably since I was 21, because I think we started around in Nashville and can't play anywhere in Nashville until 21 years old, so that's
Okay.
5 years, 6 years now.
Awesome. Did he inspire you to start playing, or did that come from somewhere else?
I don't know, maybe like on a daily basis, I mean, I wouldn't say that I would or would not play if he didn't play. I think that I would, but definitely inspired me to have fun with it, different things.
What's the age difference?
6 years.
6 years? Okay. Cool. How long do you guys travel out on the road?
So we used to do a lot more. Because we were doing a bunch of residencies. Like I took off before Kaysen was out of school at 20 and went to Nashville. And I spent about a year and a half homeless busking out there. And then I got in the bars. And then I thought I was Waylon Jennings, and I got fired from the bars. So I'm not Waylon Jennings. Got a day job, went back, and then Kaysen turned 21 and came with me. We were there till COVID, and then we moved to Florida. And we made a record, and some guy named Kerry Nicholson heard our record and said, "Hey, I got a bus." And we went to Texas, and we toured out in the bus for a while, and we got with Billy Don Burns. Did that for a bit until gas got a little too high for the bus. And we'll do about a month on, month off on the road and play locally. I live in Texas now. Kaysen still lives in Arkansas. We try to go every other month and do a ride at least.
Okay. We're at Texas.
I live an hour north of Dallas.
Okay.
In a little town called Anna. Not living no more. Anna, Texas, north of McKinney.
Okay. Billy Don Burns is a common name in these parts.
So, yeah.
Here lately, and that's another amazing musician that MetalHeads brings in. And in fact, that was the first show I got to come see here. Was Dejan and Billy were playing. And that was a great evening.
I'll tell you a crazy story about Billy Don. When I was homeless, I was getting ready to quit. Because being homeless sucks, you know. But CMA Fest come in, and Shooter Jennings was playing, and I went to go see Shooter because Jessica Coulter was there, and I wanted to see Jessica Coulter. She's still hot.
Right.
And Billy Don was opening for him, and I didn't know who Billy Don was, and he played Haggard and Hanks, the son of a bitch, and I started crying because that kids were sleeping on park bench playing music, busting him, and I had to meet him afterwards, and I went to go meet him. Told him my name, and he asked me where I was from. I told him Arkansas, and he said, "Barry Story, your daddy?" And I said, "No, he's my grandpa." He said, "Your grandpa played bass for me in high school." And when I saw somebody from Mountain View opening for Shooter Jennings, and then I looked into Billy Don, I couldn't quit.
Yeah, I don't blame you there.
I said, I met Billy Don for the first time, my very first time playing in Arizona. So Bird Bar, Jake's Corner, we were in Payson somewhere.
We were playing in Jake's Corner. He heard us from Jake's Corner, and then we backed him at Spur Bar that evening.
Well, after that weekend, we ended up playing with him for a long time, upwards of like 5 or 6 months, I think.
Well, you went 5 or 6. I went 3. We had a little incident.
Well, no.
Bucks Rumpelnitz was involved, and I had to take a leave of absence.
Well, I still think we did, together, I still think we did about 5 months. Man, the bus was a good time.
From looking on socials, because like you said, you guys need to work on it a little bit, and I would agree with you because I was trying to find information. I see you both have your own music pages, but you're here together. So you do both solos and together?
Yes.
Or?
So we had a bit of, like I mentioned earlier at Bucks, I showed my ass and had to take a little leave of absence. But I didn't think I needed to take a leave of absence, and now that goes. And we split up for a bit. It got to a point with my brother.
Right.
So we had to put that shit aside, and I kind of grew up a little bit and quit getting so fucked up.
Well, it's also, you were talking about residencies, like when we were in Nashville, we lived together.
Right.
So we played Story Boy shows. That was easier to do. When we lived in Florida, we lived together, so we do Story Boy shows. That was easier. And then even in Texas, we were on the tour bus together, so we do Story Boy shows. Now, I think we're 6.5 hours apart. I'm like an hour west of Memphis, he's an hour west of Dallas. So we can still do it. It's just harder. So now we have to route between Dallas and Jonesboro, or we do something like this. Where, hey, we should go west together. So do it together. Let's go get some lights, go have some fun. Let's come back to your own thing. Let's watch a movie.
Absolutely. That sounds like a lot of fun.
It is, and I think one of the biggest issues we had is when I started out, I'd just walk into a bar with a guitar and go, hey, I'm better than whoever you book, and I brought the guitar to prove it.
Yep.
And they'd either say, I'd play, and they'd either say, hell yeah, you are better, we're gonna play next Friday. Or they'd say, get out of this bar, you stupid fucking crackhead. One or two.
Okay. Where are you guys up? Are you have any other stops while you're in Arizona?
So, we just got done playing Spur Bar and then 2 nights at Jack's Corner.
Okay.
And then, love those places. My liver hates them, but I love them. And then we're here, we're at Rooster's Thursday, Hanson's Friday,
Yes.
Saturday.
Saturday. We've been jumping around on the weekends. We got one day off the rest of this week. Don't get me lying to you though. I gotta look at my calendar every morning and see what I'm playing next day. I'm kind of ditzy.
It's all good.
I say it was East Arizona last weekend, Phoenix area, Central Arizona this weekend.
And we going back to Arkansas and then to Oklahoma. We're playing the festival of Casper Lake. It's on called Spurgeon Palooza.
Okay. I've seen the ads for that popping up.
I'm excited. I'm finally getting to meet Jackson Taylor.
That'd be a good show.
Super cool. What's been your favorite place to play? Period. Since you've been playing music, where's your favorite place to go? Where do you go back the most?
That may be different for both of us. My favorite place is probably there's a spot in Liberty, Missouri called The Farm.
Yeah.
And it's this dude, it's a shop. And he was having karaoke and stuff there. And then when COVID hit, the bar closed down, obviously, because everything closed down. They had pipes freeze while the bar was closed. So when it's time to open back up, they couldn't open back up. And they never told the bands. So this guy named Chris would just tell the bands, hey, you can play here at my spot. They had a Bose tower set up. They just $10 at the door, BYOB. I smoked a lot of weed on that stage, and I can say that because it's legal in Missouri. Which it's legal here too, ain't it?
Yes, it is.
God bless it. Texas needs to get with the times.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
I would say mine's a place very similar to that, probably Cribera Ranch in Conway.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's just pretty well the same thing, different people, you know, it's a theme, just a thing we like, and that's places where we can be who we are, say what we want, don't have to hold anything back. If you have to like not worry about cussing or worry about not saying the wrong things, like that takes away from the show, just being able to be yourself, like that's what I really like at Cribera. Let us do that there, as well as the farm.
Okay.
Kind of same thing.
Where's somewhere bigger that you'd like to go if you had the opportunity?
Like a dream stage.
Yeah, dream stage.
Oh, like Red Rocks.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
We said the same thing.
Red Rocks.
I want to get fired from the Opry.
Want to get kicked out of the
Great
opera?
answer.
Every musician I ever loved got fired from the Opry. I'd like to keep that going.
Okay. That's awesome.
Merle saying, kick the footlights out again.
What keeps you going in music?
I don't know about Brother, because Brother's a way better picker than I am. It pissed me off. I taught him how to play, and like 2 months later, shredding on it. Having people like Billy Don Burns, Big John Cannon from Lowdown Drifters come up and tell me to write good songs, and they need to be out. I've been very blessed, even without the socials. I've got to rub elbows with some awesome musicians, and they tell me I'm good. And I trust their opinion more than any Joe Blow. I guess that's it.
Yeah,
It's just
absolutely.
weird recognition.
Awesome.
Yeah, I should have smoked that joint for this, huh?
Yeah, I think it was the perfect amount. I don't really know why. I just know that like what I'm doing is the right thing. It's the only thing that I would get up for, that I would suffer for. Like if I had a day job and I felt bad, I didn't like the job, I would not go without calling sick. But since I started doing this, when I felt bad, I was like, no, I gotta be there. Look, our name's on it. My name's on it. Like, I gotta be there. I gotta make that happen. And that's just like, if I'll never let myself down doing this thing, I need to keep doing this thing because I don't need any reason to or any more inspiration. I'm just gonna do it.
Awesome.
That and beats the shit out of digging ditches.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
it's a sweet job.
I remember the first time I busted in Nashville, I made $150 in 2 hours, and I had never worked a 12-hour day breaking my back making that much money in Arkansas. Now that Monday I made $10 in 12 hours, but
It happens, right?
We used to play Tootsies in Nashville and they paid us $40. They made us split a cut. So it ended up being like $20 a part. $20 for plate food. They ain't got no money, they're splitting tips. So sometimes we wouldn't end up with no money. We just walked down Nashville, our guitars plastic until we got enough money, whatever
if
enough
you're in
money.
a car out of the parking
Whatever enough
garage.
money, whatever enough money was. Busting's pretty cool too.
Well, I've got a buddy that just went to Nashville and said that, yeah, if you're a musician in Nashville, all you gotta do is walk in because they've got all the backline and everything. And it's a pretty awesome environment.
Great sound guys, usually great gear. It's different than when we live there now. If I just come back and visit a little bit, it's bigger. I don't know. Seems a little more gentrified for sure.
But it's crazy when you can play out there, because like we got to play with Randy Travis's bass player. I got to play with George Jones' steel player. We got to play with Archie Van, who played for Hank Jr. and Trisha Yearwood. We got to play with Dink Cook. We got to play with all these musicians. I think that's been the hardest part about moving out of Nashville is we could put a band together in 15 minutes and have stone cold killers. And I remember when we left Nashville, we tried to do a band show with people where we were at in that area, in our hometown. And that show sucked.
It was bad.
It's hard.
And you don't realize how the level of musicianship. You know, they're just saying you go to the gas station 30 minutes before you get to Nashville and you give the gas station attendant your guitar. If he plays it better than you, turn around and go back home. Everybody plays.
Yeah.
Everybody's good.
Absolutely. That's Nashville.
I wouldn't
crazy.
say- I wouldn't say everybody's.
Yeah, let me phrase that.
Well,
There's a whole bunch of good people,
It's great.
and most of them aren't the ones on TV.
It's great for songwriting. It's great for session players.
Right.
It's a great town to get discovered in too.
Yeah, we might have a record for a lot less than other people do. We had Kevin Swinegren on bass, which he's played for everybody from Roger Miller to Brad Paisley, and Cowboy Eddie Long on steel, played for Hank Jr. and James Jones. Dude, that was
He's
so
a
cool
wizard.
getting to hear his improvs after our songs going into the next one. Because I remember hearing that Lonesome Song record, Jamie Johnson's, and it had those steel guitar fills in it.
Right.
And it just, ooh.
He's a wizard, straight up. That's like the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Absolutely. So what do you guys consider today, in today's world, a successful music career?
rent paid. Billy Don Burns told me when you want to be a songwriter, you're taking a vow of poverty until you prove you're right or you die. So, I mean, if we can get by and keep doing this, why wouldn't you? There's a lot of people that hate their jobs all over this country, and they got to. You know, we don't have kids, so we don't have to make as much money. Yeah.
Don't be saying that shit, man.
My old lady's getting baby fever. It's been getting sketchy when I'm home. I've been kind of glad we've been on the road.
Well, I can tell you I'm on round 2, so I have a 31 and 29 at 8, almost 5. So.
31?
Yeah.
That's a year younger than me.
That just means I'm old. Well, and I asked about being on the road because I've had Dallas Moore come in, 300 plus days.
He's the
Killer.
Killer. Amazing.
Between me and you, I think he missed his college. He should have ran for governor. I've never seen a man. He'll shake your hand and talk to you, make you feel like the most important person in the world.
Absolutely.
And then he goes and talks to the next person. I call it Bill Clinton syndrome. He just talks to you, and he's a phenomenal
From
figure.
Arkansas, yeah, I can see the relation on that one. And I got Last Train of Warriors to come in, and they're amazing as well. In fact, there's the reason I'm here. Shout out to them and thank them for setting this up.
They've helped us out a lot. They also let me go to Mexico, which was probably a bad idea. We'll leave it at that. But I'm glad I got to go, and now I know. Well, I found a lot more in tequila, bro. Well, that's not a story for the podcast.
Okay, that's fine. We'll have some time afterwards, I guess.
There'll probably a song come out of that eventually.
Right? Were you down in Mexico too?
No, I was not there for that trip. I tried to ask Shaq for details. He kept just mumbling because he couldn't remember anything. He didn't know what to say.
It's hard record.
Well, I'm waiting to get the opportunity to go down behind them and watch them play down there. I've been trying, so.
And they do a great job. I love their band show. They're so tight. And their whole business operation, Last Train, the way they do it, I'm very impressed. If we had a little bit of that in what we do, I think we would be a lot farther. So, don't ever screw up, Dayvon, because I'm coming after Ange.
Where are you going after Arizona on this trip?
Arkansas, and then Oklahoma, and then we're splitting up for a bit. I'm going down South Texas to rock with some boys.
Okay.
I've been I kind of, with this music thing, I want to live in music longer than I do. And the only way to really do that is to write your own songs and write songs for other people. So that's what I've really been trying to focus on, just writing more.
That's awesome.
And I'm trying to get that mailbox money so I can get a bubble to go profit fishing.
That's the dream right there.
Yeah.
We're talking about, what is this, musicians having bass boat.
Having a bass boat.
That's success.
Having a bass boat on the lake.
Well, hell, we don't need no boat. We went to the river right before we left for here, caught a mess of white. Well, I caught a mess of white bass. You just get mad.
I went to the river for here and got.
You in Arizona tore them up, caught some flathead.
Oh, I did catch a flat yesterday, yeah. I was talking about today, I got a real bad sunburn. Just burning weeds.
Awesome. This is out of the norm for what I normally do, and it normally runs longer because we have music. You have a song I found on Spotify. You're from Arkansas. It was about.
I hate Kansas.
Kansas. You hate Kansas. What inspired that?
That originally was I Hate Texas.
And
And
your brother moved to Texas.
no, we were living in Texas at the time, and our manager was like, hey, you play in Texas a lot. It's probably a good idea that you change the name of that song. This probably would go over well in Bumfuck, Texas.
Yeah, don't say you hate Texas.
Yeah, that's not
Texas.
that's not a good thing to be playing in Mount Pleasant, Texas. You know?
I say you don't like Walmart in Arkansas.
Yeah, you can't do that. And then I realized I didn't have any Kansas gigs. I was like, I hate Kansas.
Okay.
And it's no fun to drive through.
So what do you hate about Texas?
What do I hate about Texas? Well, that song explains like it's not Texas' fault. It's women, and also that song, I don't really write words first, I write music first. I wrote that piece of music, and then I didn't have words for a while, and then I got really stoned on the bus, and so I put words to it. So it didn't really like hold weight to me, like it was almost like filler for the music. Like the guitar and the bass, whatever's on there, means what you mean to the words mean to me. Now it might be weird to people who like the song and the words mean something different. That's just like, for me, that's part of the construction. Like it is just as big or not as big as the music is. For me, it's the music, especially with that song.
Obviously, you guys write the lyrics for your own songs. Do you collab with each other on your stuff, or?
On some of them, like when we made that first record, we got a record out called Patterns. The weekend before we went to record it, we realized we didn't have any like fast rocking songs. So we got real drunk and wrote Ike Brown Holler about 20 minutes. And then like, he's got some stuff he's written he hadn't cut yet that I helped him with, and he helps me with my stuff. We just work together.
It's just
I'd say there's 7 originals on that album, and I think 3, maybe 4 of those are co-writes between us and maybe one other person. It's like Brown Holler, She's Getting Even, Next in Line, Patterns.
Yeah, we co-wrote that with us and Ben Wolf.
So those were
Ben
4.
wrote it down, and he got a word for a third.
So that's 4 that we collabed on the album, and then the others were either, I think you wrote by yourself or you co-wrote with other people. And then there's
I wrote Searching with Caleb Straley, which he kind of word for a third into that too.
Yeah.
I wrote the song. But he got a word in it, and he wrote it down because I can't remember shit.
Still Blue is 5. Still Blue,
Still Blue,
that's
yeah.
the first song that we ever wrote together.
Yeah. Because we wrote Alls, and then you had I Got Stoned that I wasn't part of, and then I had Searching that you wasn't part of. And then we did 3 covers on that record. We did a Kenny Rogers tune, a Billy Joe Schaefer tune, and a John Prine tune, because they all died that year. It's like an homage.
Right.
And then I've got another record I did while we split up, a solo EP I'm fixing to put out. I was real thankful. Low Down Drifters, I met them when I was down in Texas, and they liked my shit. And they just did the whole EP with me for points on the record. That's why I name drop. It's kind of douchey name drop people. But like, they don't get any money unless somebody listens to it. And like you said, you saw our social media. Nobody knows who the hell we are. But they're doing pretty well for themselves. So for them to get paid, it's probably in their best interest if people know they're on it.
Absolutely. Where can anybody find your music at?
Our first record's still out on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, which I listen to it on YouTube because they all pay shit anyway. So why should you have to pay for it? I know that's counterintuitive to my money, but nothing I do makes sense anyway.
Okay.
We're also featured on the album, Blood Burns album, singing with him. It's the song, Satan is Son of a Bitch. There's a bunch of other guys on that album,
Les Ship, Cody Jenks, Shooter Jennings, and Wade Jennings.
We just got to meet Wade Jennings.
He was down to Roosters the other day.
Yeah, we were going to try to make that, but we played in Jake's Corner, and they just kept handing us shots of whiskey and tequila. I told them not to.
They kept to us.
You didn't say it very loud, did you?
Well, once it gets there, it's impolite,
Yeah.
you know.
Of course. You never turn it down.
Turned it up.
Always turn it up. Well, I want to thank you guys very much. It's been a pleasure and an honor to sit down and find out who the Story Boys are.
Hey, thank you, brother.
Thank you, man. This is the first sit-down interview I think we've ever done, and it wasn't like on the phone.
Yeah, that was cool.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Absolutely. We do have a special guest that's also visiting here at MetalHeads today. We're going to bring Miss Jessa the bearded lady from AMC Series Freak Show. We let her put her sunglasses on because this light's a little bright.
You want to sit up there too?
Yeah. Yeah, you can bring him up.
Howdy, honey.
How do you, darling? Pleasure to have you on the interview.
Oh, I'm just happy to be here, honey.
How long have you been with AMC?
Well, I was with AMC for, I want to say about 4 years. Between 2011 and 2015. But I was with the Freak Show for about 10 years.
Okay. Awesome. Your face is very familiar.
It's a bit hard to forget this.
Oh, of course. We're all hard to forget. We all have our own impressions.
Oh, forgive my rudeness. This here's my new husband, Soot.
Sit. Pleasure.
This poor boy was a fan of the show and decided to follow the Freak Show home.
Uh-oh. What, I know it's a common question and everybody asks it. The beard, is it natural or is there something you do to assist it in growing?
Well, you know, honey, it's just hair and it does grow on.
Okay.
But no, it's an issue I've had since I was a kid called polycystic ovarian disease. And part of my having it is work, and the other part of me having it is to raise awareness for the disease.
Okay. Awesome. Got to bring attention to anything to get some assistance in trying to help the issues.
Certainly, well, it's really all about detection and early detection.
Okay.
A lot of bearded ladies through history, we didn't live very long. So it's getting to know your body now and understanding where things come from, why things are. Some women who have PCOS, it's bone loss, it's hair growth or hair loss. Other women, they're symptomless until they have kids. It's a silent pregnancy.
Silent until they have children, and then the hormonal offset of the pregnancy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes it happens, sometimes it don't. Causes all kinds of nasty things. I don't even want to get into it. Wouldn't you rather hear about my time on Freak Show?
Absolutely. What are the shows like, and how many days out of the year are you on doing
Well,
shows?
I had retired up until about 2 years ago, when something in me just pulled me right back out onto the road. And wouldn't you know it, it was motorcycle shows. My old man at the time said, hey, come on the road with us. Come learn about your rights as a motorcyclist. Come get your feet. Go run away with the car. And I just never looked back. And this one's dragged me back into freak shows and sideshows. Go figure. This greenhorn come out of nowhere and says, I'm going to marry that. And I'm going to drag it back out on the road. Okay, sure. Went for it.
You got to. Every opportunity, you never know what it's going to lead to.
Certainly.
What are some of the highlights from doing the freak show? Anything?
It's, I have to think about that for a second. It's honestly seeing the wonder in the eyes of youngins when you're standing on stage telling the story. And you're out there as a representative not only of freak show and sideshow, but of circus life in general, going back hundreds of years. You have that dress, you have the gown, the hair is done, you've got this story about you. And when you're looking down and they're looking up at you, there's just like this mystical connection for about a split second. And you just never forget that, because that's what sideshow is, that's what freak show is. It's an introduction to a magical world. Okay, you see the man with the two-headed turtles bring you in. You see the man that seems indestructible, yet it's wrong. You see those flames, you see that drama, and for a split second, it all makes sense. And then it's complete fucking chaos.
Well, of course, it is the circus. It's what it's all about.
Being a sideshow historian, I get to be part of it, and it just feels really special. Even though sometimes it's been a bit
Oh, I remember growing up and going to different circus shows. It was like looking at it and going, it's got to be a pretty tough life. All the traveling, all the work, set up, tear down, remembering all your parts, having everything to do.
tremendous work. But that's what we do for entertainment. Our life, our souls, our very beings out on that road to be discovered.
Right.
You never know what show you're going to be at next or who you're going to meet. I've been from Rolling Stone to the Playboy Mansion and back. I've been on Hollywood Boulevard broke, busted. And I've been up in Hollywood Hills at the finest parts. You don't know where you're going to be next.
It's amazing storyline for the ups and downs of that career, that style of career. What keeps you going?
Yeah.
And he drove you back out.
Yeah.
It keeps you going too.
In more ways than I could possibly count.
And I hear you're a fire breather
Fire breather and the indestructible man.
and the indestructible man. Awesome. I'll have to show you the pictures afterwards. But, how do you do your fire breathing and what makes you indestructible?
Well, I was born with lower pain tolerance, or higher pain tolerance, yeah. And my pain receptors don't fire correctly. So I can do a curb stomp, which is to me taking a cinder block, biting down on it, put another cinder block on my head, take a 10-pound sledgehammer, and bust the cinder block over my head.
It always makes you go for a split second.
I've lost teeth. I'm doing the trick, but
He shipped a tooth at full throttle. You scared the hell out of me.
blood was gushing out of my mouth. And, yeah,
We're full throttle up in
Sturgis.
Sturgis. Okay.
And we'll be back to this year.
Yep.
We'll be up there at full
We're back
throttle.
to Sturgis. That's awesome.
We'll be there with the American Food Show with Ray and Shmee and the whole gang.
And I'll be out there with 8 different motorcyclists advocating for bikers' rights.
Awesome. Were you guys doing shows together, or just the same group when you met? No.
I stalked her down on Facebook.
Okay. Facebook
We
started.
went through my brother Grady, Lobster Boy.
Yeah.
It
I
was
found
like,
a page for that. Yeah. I saw that on the TV show, and I was like, I gotta have that.
oh Lord.
And here I am.
That's true love for you, right here on the YetiRadio.com. Ms. Jess, I want to thank you very much, and your husband.
Thank you,
It's
sir.
been an honor and a pleasure.
Certainly.
It was a surprise. I got the message said you guys are going to be here, and I was like, you want to put it in? And I'm like, absolutely. So.
Sure, I don't mind one bit.
And I actually got to learn something. My wife is a nurse, so I'll get to go home and ask her about this so she can fill me in a little more in depth. Because for me, it's intriguing. Being married to a nurse and learning the things that I've learned just from her. And it just makes certain things in life fascinating. So, it's a pleasure and an honor. Thank you very much. And,
Thank you for having me on, Dark.
Absolutely. Look forward to that. You guys going to be anywhere in town, or are you just in visiting?
We were in the law firm for Bike Week.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I was anyway.
Right.
This one was in here making it crazy full of himself, covered in fuel,
Okay.
scaring
Fire
bikers.
breathing and being jumped by bikes.
Marilyn Manson himself came to see him.
Oh, nice.
Told me I was a badass.
You both nuts.
Both very crazy.
Anyway, thank you much for
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure. And thank you for tuning in to the Yeti Radio. And this will get posted here shortly this evening. So stay tuned and look for it. And we'll be back at MetalHeads again next week for Mr. Gason.
Yeah.
Gesson. Sorry. Mr. Gesson Jennings, right? The one name I didn't remember to write down. But thank you again very much, and we will get to the show, come down and hang out, and pay attention to social media whenever there's something down here at MetalHeads. They put on some great acoustic shows, and it's a blast. They got a full bar, and it's a good time. So thank you.
Maybe in another life, a different place, a different time, you'd be mine. What I'd do to be your man, if that was my ring on your hand. Well, I swear you never cry. So when you've had enough and you're fed up with him, I hope I'm next in line. 'Cause it just breaks my heart to see you fall apart. And how the hell doesn't he know what he's got? When you get tired of wasting your time, just remember I'd give anything to make you mine. When your give a damn's gone and you're ready to move on, won't you keep me in mind? Make sure I'm next in line. What's the point trying to love someone who don't care enough? Shit, I don't know. Why are you still holding on to something that's as good as gone? Just let go. You deserve a better love than one that's coming from a heart of stone. Anytime you need me, just pick up the phone. Girl, it breaks my heart to see you fall apart. And how the hell doesn't he know what he's got? When you get tired of wasting your time, just remember I'd do anything to make you mine. When your give a damn's gone and you're ready to move on, won't you keep me in mind? Make sure I'm next in line. Next in line. Yeah, make sure I'm next in line.
Next in
make sure I'm next in line.
Welcome to the Backstage Lounge on the YetiRadio.com.
Don't fuck it up.
The Yeti Radio, powered by DavidLeeImaging.com. David Lee Imaging in the Titletown Music Archive and the Live 365 app.
Can you dig it?
The Yeti.
Can you dig it?
The Yeti.
Can you dig it?